go in the water.
Yeah. Okay, good evening everybody in Great Britain. This is Louis Salim commentating on the Great Britain versus Colombia, who is where in the... Okay, so the players sitting out of this game are number 2, Maddie Hollick, and we also have number 4, Nicola Yates. So starting in the water for Great Britain, we have Sam Marlowe, number 3, number 5, Fiona Maynard, number 6, Amy Levere, number 7, Captain Rachel Bell, number 8, Diana Corella, number 9, Alyssa Oates, number 10, Kim Mokes, number 11, Claire Randall, number 12, Charlotte Cooper, and number 13, Sophia Tapper. So Great Britain on the offensive drive right now, pushing towards the Colombian goal tray. Play moving into the centre of the pool, GB now being turned, swimming back towards their goal. Play coming right underneath the GB subsbin, getting fresh bodies in the water. Sam Marlowe now enters the pool. The game coming right back onto GB's back wall. Players are backing over the tin. Kim Mokes there, the vice captain, just floating over the goal, watching. She goes down now. Great Britain trying to contain the Colombians in their defensive corner. Colombians with a drive right up to the edge of the GB goal, and it's forced back away into the corner. An advantage being played by the referee out the back. Advantage still in play. Still there's an advantage moving into the middle now, and now there's a signal. There's a signal now from the referee. Belgian referee there, Jean. And it's an advantage puck to Colombia.
There's no way to make this headset longer, is there? So I can stand like there? I don't think so.
So Colombia going down to take this advantage puck. All bodies down for Great Britain. Bodies starting to pop up now. Colombia with 4 on the bottom. Puck right on the back wall for GB. GB trying to take the puck out. It's gone from left to right as I'm looking at it. And there's a signal by the referee. And they're all looking at each other. And they're signaling for a goal. So that's goal for Colombia, taking the early lead in this one. So that's goal by number 8 for Colombia. So that's like Catalina Chica Perez with the goal in this one. So GB girls lining up on the side. Diana, Rachel Bell, Fiona Maynard all in the water as we get underway again. Colombia first ones to the puck, but it's won back by Great Britain, and they swim out to the left side of the pool, underneath the Colombian subs bin. 4 bodies down for GB, but Colombia running back and they're swimming steadily, but there's a call by the referee being signalled in the centre of the pool, so this is going to come back. Illegal use of the free arm by the Colombians, so this will be an advantage puck for Great Britain on the halfway line. Arms are up, and off we go. 5 bodies down for GB. Rachel Bell just sitting out the back, just watching from overhead, last defender. 2 bodies pop up from GB. Colombia have 5 down, but it's moving into the centre of the pool, heading towards the GB goal tray, the Colombian goal tray, right in the centre. This is a nice attacking drive from Great Britain. It's moving from left to right, so it's gone past the edge of the goal. As Colombia winning back, and they move out to their left wall to a safe distance. But we've got a call signal by the referee here, and it's in favour of the Colombians. So the foul, as I said, going against Great Britain, so it's in favour of Colombia. They will have the puck on their 5 metre line, and it's moving down for Great Britain. Push back 3 metres. Still the same 6 in. Is Kim Mokes, the vice captain. She hangs off. Is that offside defender. Colombians putting together a nice drive, but GB well set to deal with it as they win back possession. And then they're now going to attempt to drive further down the pool. Finelli spits out the puck, and it's come to Columbia, and they're driving down into the GB right side corner, away from the subs benches. GB backs lining up in good defence. We've got a signal here by the referee. And as I look now, it's in favour of Great Britain, a stick foul committed by the Colombians. There's GB players swimming out to the side. Sam Marlowe enters the water, as does Diana Corella. So that's a left side substitution, left back and left forward. There's GB again, 5 people on the bottom for their advantage puck, electing to take it onto the wall and try and pace the Colombians. The Swiss Colombian side well adjusted to dealing with the puck in the middle of the pool. But so GB trying to neutralise that and win the fitness battle, putting it away from the Colombian subs bench. Advantage being played by the referee in the centre of the pool. Looks like it will be in favour of Great Britain, and here's the foul. Looking across now, yes, it is given in favour of the Great Britain team. So this will be a nice position on the 5 and 2. So 5 metres out from the goal, 2 metres in from the side. Away from the Colombian subs bench, right side. So Great Britain will want to take full advantage of this, as they've still got those 6 players in the water, a long way to send a player if they want to sub. Play moving into the centre, but Colombians knock down the puck, and it's a nice breakaway here by the Colombians. GB following on the surface. Rachel Bell just goes down, and that's then dealt with going out. But Columbia have it once again. They're trying to drive. They're on the far side away from the GB subs bench. As GB make a substitution, Fiona Maynard coming back into the pool. GB have won back possession, trying to break out, and we've got a foul here. Referee signalling on the far side of the pool. And it's a stick foul by the Colombians, and it's going to be advantage to Great Britain. Puck placement on the halfway line, right hand side of the pool, 2 metres off the wall.
You're a volunteer, not a techie, aren't you?
Huh?
Are you a volunteer or a technician?
No, I'm a volunteer.
Right, okay, never mind.
Do you want a technician?
Yeah, I just want to see if I can make this longer, but I doubt it.
What do you mean? Oh, keep this part?
Yeah, if I can make this longer, then I can go and walk on the side.
Advantage being played here by the officials. Sorry for my delay in commentary. I'm just trying to see if I can get to a longer lead so I can get close to the game. Advantage is over. Colombians breaking with the puck now down towards the GB line. And play coming right in front of...
That'll only get them a little ways.
You can try the microphone, the interview microphone.
Kristen, that one's for this guy. Right. Say one over there.
Okay.
here as the Colombian coach calls for a timeout. When we resume, there is going to be an advantage puck for Colombia. We're about to get play underway here once again, with Great Britain on the defensive side of things. No? Anything? No? So, Great Britain on the defensive side of things. Colombia trying to drive underneath the substitute bench, but Great Britain have possession back now as they're driving away from their end, going underneath the Colombian subs bin. Colombians not choosing to make any substitutions at this time. Continuing down, still in the first half here, with Great Britain trailing 1-0, but Great Britain with the more dominant possession as this first half has gone on. It's on the back wall, a call being signalled by the referees. On the back wall, he says it's in favour of Colombia. Oh, it's equal puck. Equal puck on 5 and 2 as one of the referees calls for referee timeout to say what she's seen. So players just waiting on. Oh, and Great Britain will have a great advantage here towards the end of this second match as the Colombian number 7 gets sent out from the water for 2 minutes for an illegal use of the left arm, lifting the bodies off the water. So that call coming at the same time. We're going to play the equal puck. It's number 9 out of the water, as you can just see her getting out on the screen. And unfortunately, that's time expired. So Great Britain will begin the second half with 6 on 5. I loved your first game. Oh. It's like it was the best and worst that you could do. Yes, we scored. We won up against the French. After that, we just like conquered freaking bear.
Yeah, well, the first time was fantastic.
Yeah, I know.
Sometimes after we were still 1-1.
Okay, and then it was just, it wasn't necessarily you fell asleep. It was more the fact that you kept stopping for the wrong button. And the French were just like, you're going to go off, we're just going to swim through you.
Yeah.
And
yeah, we had that a few times. When we stopped running. The other thing was the French go around and they lift the speed of the second line and they stop the right line. Yeah, I don't know about that one.
Okay, we are underway once again in the second half. Great Britain still with the one player. Great Britain still with the one player advantage. And we're looking as the play. So Great Britain coming towards the camera now. Puck on the far side of the pool, away from the substitutes benches. Colombians just holding it on the wall. Their player will be about to get in about 35 seconds as she exits the water at the end of the first half. Advantage being played, looks like it's in favour of Colombia. And now signal called by the referee, and it's going to be an advantage puck to Colombia. And it looks like the team captain, Rachel Bell, number 7 for Great Britain, she's also being sent out for 1 minute. So she's going to make her way onto the sin bin chairs as the Colombians going to get their player back. So this is gone. It's not going to stay on 5-on-5 hockey for long. And here we go. Great Britain down to 5. Colombia back up to 6. 6-on-5 switcheroo. But Great Britain are just going to try and keep this puck away from the subs benches and underneath the point where Rachel Bell will get back into the pool in around 45 seconds time. As we've had a signal, this is going to be good for Great Britain in one sense because the clock's going to run down, but it's a barging call against the GB girls, and they're going to be pinned back. The puck's going to be placed on the 5-and-2. Colombia still trailing 1-0. 12 minutes 25 seconds remaining in the second period. And off we go. Everybody down underwater, nobody on the surface for either team. There's now the GB caps are the first to pop up. 3 GB caps on the surface, meaning that 5 Colombians were still down at that time. Rachel Bell has been given the tap. She's in the water nice and safe. So we're back to 6-on-6 hockey, 12 minutes to go. GB doing well just to keep them out and force them out. Advantage being played as the puck comes out. This, I would imagine, is in favour of the Great Britain girls, who are taking it away from their goal. Long advantage being played by the referee. And here comes the call as both teams start to make substitutions. Alyssa Oates enters the field of play. Sam Marlowe enters the field of play. Kim Mokes enters the field of play. And Charlotte Cooper, the forward, enters as well. So the puck in the GB half, the Colombians forced back onto the halfway line. GB take it on a 45-degree drive straight over to that far side wall. Colombia making a late substitution here as Great Britain girls starting to gather a little bit of momentum, rolling down that far side wall towards my position on the pool side where I'm commentating from. And oh look, there I am. And yeah, it's come down into the far side corner, right on the back wall of the Colombians. As well down, GB just going to try and initially go down that back wall before pulling it back and now trying to bring it around the back. A few heads on the surface for GB and Colombia. 3 hats on the surface for the Colombians, 1 for GB, 2 for GB now. Colombians just defending in numbers, but then 4 GB Colombia caps on the surface now as they all try and take in some air. If the Colombians substitute now, it's as if they're going to be playing with 5 because they're going to swim away from their own goal and the defensive point. This is good pressure here from GB. Doing well not to give away a foul so far. Colombia trying to come off at a 45 degree and try and take it towards their subs bin so they can get fresh players in, because they're under a lot of pressure here from this GB move. And the chance to try and get across to the side is well cut out there by the GB defender. And there's a player down just on top of the goal. As I'm looking at it, the puck's in the centre of the pool, and those grunts seem like it's gone in. As the referees look at each other, they all indicate, oh, we're having a referee's timeout at this moment, it seems. Yeah, there's been a referee timeout. 2 of the referees believe that it's been a goal. Oh, and the signal's been no goal. One referee believes that in the build-up to that there's been an illegal advancement of the puck using the glove. So that move by the Great Britain team, unfortunately,
coming to nothing. But very, very good by GB, cutting out that defensive switch. So Colombia are going to have the puck on their 5 metre line. And they're going to try and break out in the middle. They've got all the fresh players in. GB2 subbing a lot of players, getting 4 fresh bodies into the water. And GB almost getting through there on that line. The drive by Sophia Tapper there, number 13. First time she's played for GB internationally for 5 years, coming back into this tournament. Last time she played was in that silver medal winning team from EGA 2013 in the 18th World Underwater Hockey Games. And the drive coming from the far side of the pool on the 45, pushing towards the edge of the goal tin, trying to go down the back wall. 3 GB bodies, all the forwards coming up. Charlie, Sophia and Kim coming up. Advantage being played by the referee in the corner, Jean from Belgium. Long advantage here. Puck in the corner, and now we get the call. This will is most likely to go in favour of Great Britain. And it does. It's an obstruction call. It's an obstruction call in favour of Great Britain. Rachel Bell just praising the work of young Fiona Maynard for her work in that corner. So the GB forward trio of Maynard, Tapper and Cooper lining up over the puck. It's going to be Tapper to drive it forward with both girls on either side of her. And it's a straight it's a drive on the 45, trying to get it into the middle of the goal to put the Colombians under pressure. 5 bodies down for each team. There's now the GB hat surface, 5 GB caps on the water, but we've got a foul here being given by referee in the water. He's looking at number 7 White, and it's going to be a 6-on-5 power play move here for the Great Britain team, as number 7 is going out for an illegal advancement of the puck for 1 minute, and the Colombians are going to have to be really, really careful here. They're going to have to be... Yeah, and the referee's just saying on the side that there should also be an illegal substitution foul here. Anton, the referee from New Zealand, just conferring with Daniel Close that there's an illegal substitution by the Whites. So this is going to be a fantastic position for the Great Britain women, because it's going to be a 6-on-4 now, because the Colombians didn't keep 4 players in the bin. They sent the player out onto the side, but because they still had 6 in the water, it's an illegal substitution, and this is possibly Great Britain's best chance of the game. Both the players on the side out for a minute. Okay. No timeout given by the referees to resolve that. So the Colombian time penalty possibly run down there, as the Colombians now take a timeout. So this is going to be a big potential game-changing moment in this match. When we get underway again, we have Colombia, 2 players on the side, defending with 4. Great Britain with the puck virtually in the centre of the pool with a straight line drive towards the goal. If GB are going to convert and want to try and get back into this game, now is most definitely the time. Coming up next for you on court 2, where there is an underwater camera, we have the Great Britain men's Masters team, who will be playing the Canadian men's Masters team. And all being well, the underwater camera is still working, and I'll be starting to commentate with one of the Canadian commentators, who's a good friend and coach of the women's Masters team here, Daryl. And now there's a referee's timeout. Lapse in communication, but we're ready to get underway here again. 6-on-4 for Great Britain, and as I did say, problem before, that the clock just kept running, so the time that it took to get the female player out for Colombia, the second player, that one player is ready to get back in. So we've gone from 6-on-4 really quickly back to 6-on-5. Great Britain is still the team with the better numbers, and the 4 of Colombia managed to drive it away onto the corner of their goal. As I said before, this is a key point in the game, and Great Britain really need to score here if they're wanting to put pressure on. Just over 5 minutes to go, 5 minutes and 15 seconds remaining in the half. Great Britain still trailing by that 1-0. The puck now just on the back wall, but on the subs bench side, so Colombia, if they wish, are in a good position to get the fresh players in. The longer it takes Great Britain up at this end, the more tired they, of course, are going to be. Diana Corella just sitting off in the centre of the pool as the offside back, and we've got another signal being given here by the referee. It's an advantage puck in favour of the Great Britain squad, and it's currently still 6-on-5, and that's Colombia delay of game in the corner. And when play gets underway once again, we're going to have the number 2, who was originally sent out, getting back in. Oh, we've had another player sent out, number 7, White. So it's going to be 6-on-4 to start, but immediately they're going to get back up to 6-on-5. Here she comes, the Colombian girl, as the GB squad really dangerous drive towards the goal. Sam Marlowe stopping the puck going out wide, plays it back into Charlie Cooper, and his referee has signalled it as no goal once again. Great Britain squad again really unlucky. 6-on-5 hockey. It was a really nice move by Sam Marlowe to keep the puck from going too far wide. Inside flick to Charlie Cooper, but they deem her first touch to be controlling it with the glove and then putting it in cleanly with the bat, but the first touch controlling with the glove is what cost GB the goal there. But GB straight out to meet the Colombians as they put it straight under their subs bin. Again, a couple of fresh players in, but this offensive pressure by the GB girls is a really good. Shame about the goal that came in the opening couple of minutes in this opening game for the GB women. Colombia with a nice small drive down the centre of the pool, just moving forward like a swarm, always going in twos. Really hard to defend against. But the Great Britain team still applying the pressure. Still, this match is ongoing. Advantage being played. It looks like it's in favour of Colombia as the puck moves closer to the Great British end. 3 minutes left to go in this second half. And just to let you know, the technical team are attempting to fix the problem that they have with the underwater camera, and hopefully that will be back up and running in time for the 11 o'clock game GB time tonight, which is the Great Britain elite men against the Japanese elite men. GB now with a great counter-attacking scrum, clearing it off the goal tray, taking it onto the sub side, so both teams getting fresh subs in as they now bring it back to centre pool, trying to go away from the Colombian subs bench. Beautiful tactical move executed here by the Great British team. 5 metres out now the puck, but the Colombians get it and they're taking it towards the far side. Colombians, 3 players swimming out towards the box, so it's 6-on-3 at the moment as the Colombians are slow to get their players back in. Still time for Great Britain to get something out of this game. They need a goal to bring it back to a draw. We've got a stoppage in play here, and it's an advantage puck to Great Britain from an illegal knockdown by the Colombian team. 2 minutes, last 2 minutes, so every time the puck goes dead and the referees call a foul, then there's going to be a stoppage. And it's at this time when Tim Dale uses his second half timeout, and that means that he's hopefully going to get the goal here, which is going to put it to 1-1, and then hopefully keep them out for the Colombians out for the last minute and go for this draw. In the last 2 minutes, if a goal is scored, the clock does not stop. So if Great Britain were to score here with less than 2 minutes on the clock, it'd be a rough 30-second time loss, and we'd go down to about 1 minute left when play would restart. All depends on how long it takes for the Great British women to put in the goal, and if they're going to get a goal. But Tim Dale using his time, he can't use that for time management now. So we're really hoping from a GB point of view that we're going to get this. So players lining up in the pool. We have Diana Corella, Amy Lavore. We've got over the puck Sophia Tapper, and now it's coming straight, and it's reached the back wall. It's reached the back wall, going at the 45, trying to get onto that corner of the goal tray, but the Colombians down to meet it. Great Britain just trying to stop it from going out too far wide, and the Colombians getting set in that corner in position to run down the clock. 90 seconds remaining in the game as Great Britain now bring it back into the centre of the pool. Colombians still not in a position where they can make the subs. Colombians winning back possession and taking it into their defensive corner and close to the subs bench. Still no substitution movement by the Colombians yet. And the underwater camera is really close to the point of getting back in. It's going to be too late for this game, but looks like it will be in for some later games today, for those of you that are watching. 60 seconds to go, and the puck goes underneath the Colombian substitute bench. Players subbing out back for GB, 2 players getting in. And we've got one last chance to try and get the goal here. Great Britain unlucky with 2 goals disallowed, both for illegal advancement of the puck. And Colombians on a drive now, trying to get into the offensive end of the pool with 40 seconds to go. Great Britain will need to have a good break here if they're going to try and get anything. They are putting a good break on now, but Colombians offside back, defending deep, just prepared to shut anything else down. 30 seconds to go, and it's been driven, and it's on the wall, the barrier side wall, underneath the substitution bin. There's an advantage being played by the referees, but the position of the puck now looking like it's going to be too little too late. But Great Britain with a great drive down the right side of the pool, but Colombians now just placing the puck in the corner. They know there's 5 seconds left, and it's going to be pretty much game over here. And here we go, the final buzzer. Great Britain will be considered incredibly unlucky after that one. Colombians very desperate defending. Great Britain not making the most of their chances. Final score, Colombia 1, Great Britain 0.